how to get good internet access internationally on this episode of Expat Rebel. This question came from Ethan, who's pretty active in our community. He asked me about internet speed specifically, and it's a great question, Ethan, and I'm going to have this answer. If you're living internationally, you're going to want to see these tips no matter where you live, okay? Now let's go into the field, and let me show you a couple of things and talk about how we make sure that we always have internet no matter where we're going that works, and especially for doing live streams and videos and stuff, okay? So let's go. So the biggest question I get all the time for people that want to move overseas, become an expat, is how's the internet? I've lived in over 20 different places just in Mexico. I've also done some European countries in the past, but lately and right now I am in Mexico, and we rented this house on the beach, right here, yep, for a couple of weeks during high season here in Yucatan, just north of Merida, on the beach on the Gulf of Mexico. And this place came with microwave internet. So I'm outside because I want to show you what that looks like. That is microwave. Big, huge antenna on the top where we get our internet. And I've had microwave before. I've had cable. I've had fiber optic. I've had DSL. Microwave can be really great or horrible. Here, it's horrible. So Apple Photos doesn't work. The upload speed is so little that Apple doesn't even bother uploading photos. Even iCloud upload on little teeny tiny text files doesn't work. So it's kind of a big deal. So it doesn't work. But a couple years ago over in Playa del Carmen, I had microwave in a 2-bedroom condo. It was very nice, very lovely place actually. And it had microwave. It didn't work at all. But after they fixed it, it was some of the best internet I've ever had. It was 20 down and 20 up. It was fantastic. It was actually better than a local co-working place that we had to go to for like a week while they fixed it. And it's just because that dish on top needs to be adjusted just right if it gets off a little bit. And that's probably what the problem is with this one, is that the wind off the ocean, it makes it off, and so sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes it's okay, but usually it's awful. So you gotta be careful with microwave. Now DSL, everywhere I've had that, it usually is pretty bad. It's barely workable because it has distance issues, and it's kind of an old technology. It's no bueno. So you don't really want that. Cable worked fine. I had cable internet in San Diego when I left the U.S. years ago. It was fantastic. It's fantastic here as well. Fiber optic, yeah, actually. The next place I'm going to, a little bit longer term place, bigger house that we're getting, is also right on the beach. In fact, it's only like 12 kilometers down the beach, is fiber optic. And they have the low-end package, but it, quite honestly, is perfect for us. And we do live streaming. I download a lot, streaming, Netflix and Amazon Prime. I got an Apple TV. I'm playing Apple Music constantly on my Apple TV in the living room. Music videos, YouTube, Netflix, you name it. And it works fantastic. And if you ever need to do like a live stream, a Zoom, like I had a birthday party a few months ago, and I had a virtual birthday party because of the pandemic. And so I just invited everybody to our Zoom room. It was great, full video, HD, multiple people on. It was actually a lot of fun. And it was able to handle it, not a problem. So when you rent a place, you want to ask what their upload speed. They'll always give you the download speed, but you really need to ask for the upload speed because it can be quite drastically bad depending on what type of technology they're using. And ask how they're getting their internet. Is it microwave, fiber optic, cable, or DSL? So that you can determine whether it's going to be okay for you. So that's what you really want to look out for when you're getting internet, and have them actually send you a screenshot of like speed test or fast.com where they click more info so you can get the upload speed as well, because that's really the most critical thing that people typically don't ask for, is that. That's what you need to look at. And let's go over and I'll show you about bringing your own router, because the routers here can be really cheap. So let's go over the living room and I'll show you their router and my router. Okay, now that we're inside, I wanted to show you about picking your router. So, of course, if you're even doing a house rental, which is all I've done actually in Mexico, is rented houses and condos in Quintana and over here in the Yucatan, the state of Yucatan, not the peninsula. Difference. It always comes, of course, fully furnished. At this place, fully furnished, TV, couch, dining room table, which is kind of my studio, because it's got some cool shelves and stuff behind it. So it comes with everything we need, even though we have extra kitchen stuff, because I like some fancy machines. But the internet, back to the router, this is the router that comes with this place. This is actually hooked up to fiber optics. So I'm on the beach in Mexico, a little remote. I'm about an hour away from a big city and 20 minutes from a tiny town, which I really never go to, but it's right on the beach. In fact, I just had breakfast and read a book there this morning. So that's pretty cool. I think it's really interesting how you can live remotely an hour out of town on a beach in Mexico and still get fiber optics. Now, we got the slowest speed because it kind of just works for us. It doesn't, I'm just doing this really and reading a lot. And my fiance is actually using it right now via a cable. So she's live streaming, and so she needs a rock solid connection. And Mexican houses are built out of concrete. This router, it's pretty good. It's like one of the best routers we've had in a place. Doesn't get into her room upstairs. This is a big place. It's four bedrooms, pool, on the beach, palapa. They even got another area, garage, open air, and it's big. You're gonna see it over the coming weeks. This router doesn't reach up there. So we got an internet cable, or Cat 5 cable, that you can buy. In fact, I got this on Amazon Mexico, actually. So this cable is flat. You have this flat here, and it's 100 feet long. We actually go from house to house. I've been in over 20 places in Mexico. We're trying to find our ideal spot that we like the most. We're getting really close though. We like this area. And I recommend that you do this. Don't just move overseas and buy the first thing that someone gives you tequila shots to go check out. Actually rent places, get used to the area. Do you like it or whatnot? There's some areas in Mexico I've learned that I don't like. And then there's some that are just, wow, really nice. We meet people around here all the time going, wow, isn't it really nice here? It is. But this cable is 100 feet long, and I literally string it upstairs for her so that she turns Wi-Fi off on her computer and she just jacks right in because it's the most stable internet you could have. Now, here it is, and then it goes right upstairs. Yeah, we have a cable strung through our living room and dining room, which isn't the greatest thing, but we only need to do that when she really needs it. I never do it because I don't need it, and it's not that bad to be able to get internet up there. Now, I do have a second router, which is upstairs, not plugged in, that the pool, if we want Wi-Fi in the pool, we have to plug that cable into our second router upstairs so that it can cast over the pool. And that's just really for pool tunes and to have some music. On my iPad, I just download it, and so it's not really a big deal. But that's the internet here. It does vary, and I definitely recommend you come with your own router because of some other routers that we've had over the years that are pathetic. Some of them literally can't handle more than 5 devices connected to it at a time. I mean, so much so that when you do the 6th device, it literally crashes the router. We rented a place where that happened, and it took us a while with the ISP to figure out what was going on. And they were like, no, really. Those type of places that really have the bad routers, I just jack my router into theirs, and I only get on Wi-Fi on my router. And that fixed it. That really did fix it, for us. This router here, and it's hooked up to, fiber optics. It just really works really great. I don't even bother using our router in this home. The place I just was, I did, because the router was so tiny with a teeny tiny antenna on it, and we literally couldn't get it in some of the rooms. It was a 2-bedroom place. But it did work in the pool though. So that was nice. But I just plugged in my router and didn't bother really using theirs. And you just plug it in. You don't have to do any special setup on your router at all. You just jack it into their router with a Cat 5 cable. I have a shorter one to do that, so I don't have to use this really long one. If she needed to do a live stream at that place, the long cable plugged into their router, and then I made sure, because the internet speed was really slow, that I just didn't use the internet. I just turned off everything, unplugged the Apple TV, you name it. I just went offline and probably got in the pool most of the time and listening to some downloaded music. So bring your own router. I did. I had a really nice one. It was like $350 some years ago. It was the best consumer level router I could get. And it broke. Finally gave up working. And so I went into Best Buy. Yes, we got Best Buy. We have Amazon Mexico. I'm just outside Merida, again, about an hour away. It has everything. So I literally just walked into a Best Buy, picked a router, and we have that. And as soon as that quits working, I'll do the same thing or get it from Amazon Mexico, whichever is more convenient. I happened to be in Merida at the time when my router broke, so I just hopped on over in an Uber and went to Best Buy and bought that in Best Buy and then came back home with it. So that's the internet in general in Mexico. It does vary. Got to mention this again. Your internet speed can vary drastically from house to house and neighborhood to neighborhood. I've lived on the beach in Playa del Carmen with a fantastic view and could get cable internet, which was great. It worked pretty good. Literally 1 block away, they had fiber optics. I was that far away from having fiber optics there. It probably has it now, but that's true in a lot of places around here. You just want to avoid DSL. It has very major distance issues where it goes, the speed gets really slow really quickly. Microwave. Again, I showed that earlier. It can be fantastic, which it has been, and it can be not work at all. And they have to come out and readjust it so that it can work. And our last place was that way, where it does, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. And when it did, a lot of times the speed was atrocious, barely worked at all. Nicer neighborhoods that are new, especially if they're focused on expats, do have a tendency to have fiber optics, because it's really, quite honestly, the first question everybody asks. So always ask when you're renting anywhere, you go, what is the internet download and upload? Upload's very important because in Mexico we've had it where the upload speed is almost none. You can only download really, and you can't upload. So you can't even do FaceTime audio calls. It's so slow. So you want to make sure that you ask for that and have them send you a screenshot to double check it. They can go to Speed Test. There's an app right on their phone, and they can send you a screenshot of that. Or they can go to fast.com, which is actually my favorite. If you click on more info, it'll give you the upload speed because you really do need to know what that is from them. And then ask them what type of internet. Is it DSL? Is it cable? Is it fiber optic? If is it microwave? Is this something else? Those are the only ones I've had. The guy gave us a internet modem, and you just plugged it into power and it worked over the cell phone network. And it was actually faster than the cable internet in the house. So especially the upload speed. The upload speed was actually really good. And so it was a fantastic thing. You just plugged it in, and we had 2 separate internets that way, which was nice. So if my fiance was live streaming, I could be on the other internet, and no, I wasn't affecting her speeds. And I'll stick a link in the description for that company as well. It's new. We don't have one yet. We learned that out here on the beach that it doesn't work, but we're double checking that out because it would be a nice backup to have that. We have used our phones as hotspots, but our data plan, we pay for the whole entire year for it, is pretty low, and I can go, especially if I'm live streaming, I can go through it in a day. So we do kind of want this other second option where I don't think there's data limits. All right, back at the desk. As you can see, a lot of great tips to make sure you always get good internet. Now, land-based internet access is cheaper than the US or Canada here in Mexico. And I've talked to a lot of other expats around the world, and that's typically true, especially Canada. Prices can vary depending on where you're at, along with the quality. So make sure that you're asking beforehand. My phone, right there, comes with quite a bit of data. I think it's 5 or 6 gigs a month. However, when you're doing a live stream, you go through that in a couple hours, maybe less. So it's not really a viable option. It's like only for like emergencies. And I did that, so I'm very aware of that. Plus, there's going to be some satellites coming out, the Starlink satellites that are being just slowly rolled out service-wise, I think, in parts of the U.S. Going to be going worldwide. I have my name down for it here in Mexico, so as soon as it's available, I'll let you guys know. But the download and apparently upload speeds as well on it are incredible. The next place that we're going to, hopefully after this, it has fiber optics, so it might not be a big deal for me, but it's going to be definitely an option that we may want as a second backup. And it might be your first where you're going. So look into it, see if it's available. Right now it's a little bit new, so it's not available in a lot of places yet. All the links and more information are going to be down in the description. Hey, please sure to like, subscribe, and click that bell notification so you don't miss out on any more videos just like this one. And thank you, Ethan, for the question. If you have a question, you let me know. You can leave it in the comments below. That's it for this episode of Expat Rebel. See you next time.